This is Leonard from T.O.B, and that is Thinking Outside of the Box. We're working on the 1995 Batmobile from Batman Forever. This is a build video. So what we're going to do is someone reached out to me in private messaging on how do I really figure out how to install the lights, and sometimes it's a trial and error. So if you notice on the car, these tires light up with the bat signal on there. So I wanted to be able to figure out how to do that. Now, if you remember in the kit review, these rims were a solid piece. They were all chrome. They had a solid. They were solid so they can fit these decals flush on there to kind of give it an illusion that, well, they're lighting up. But I wanted them to actually light up. So the problem was, of course, I didn't have any room for my lights, so I dremeled and hollowed out that piece of styrene, or that rim in there, and I have room for my chip lights. Those are the cool chip lights that fit in there. So the next problem I had, of course, I had to test fit it, and I had to file this part out so it can fit on the actual axle or plastic axle that connects to the car. But that's enough room I can fit in there. The trade-off, of course, is the wheels will not turn. But hey, that's okay because I figured this out, and I'm going to tell you how I figured this out. So I have enough room now to actually put the lights in there. Of course, the problem is now I have this hollow hole. Even though I have the hole enough for my lights, I don't have something solid to put the decal on there, right? So I need something solid because I don't want the decal to go into the, so I tried a couple of things. The first thing I did was I needed something solid. So what I did was I took construction paper and I took the rim and I got my stencil and I found out the exact circumference that fits over that. You know, maybe those classes in grade school and learning to use stencils and stuff actually paid off. I wanted to create a template because I didn't want to use the rims in case I definitely didn't want to mark that up or scratch that up. So then I cut that out in construction paper and I got my little template. So then what I did was I got some solid styrene. This is actually plastic from a actual face shield mask. I got a couple in when I ordered it. It's really good solid plastic, very clear. It's kind of thick, but it's not thick enough I can't cut. So that's what I did. And so the end result, of course, is I have a clear piece of styrene that will fit right over the top of that. Now the other thing, the second problem I had was how am I going to glue that piece of styrene on there without ruining the rims, because glue can mess up that paint. So I had this room here now for my lights, but now I had something hollow. So what I did was I tried to cut some sprue short enough where it would just pop up enough in the middle and maybe have enough room right at the tip to glue to that styrene and kind of hold it up, you know, like a top, you know. But the problem I came with is every time I cut into a sprue that close, it really pinched it together. Even when I tried to file the top, it wouldn't really go flush enough, and I couldn't get it uniform enough for all of them. The other thing is I couldn't find the sprue, even if that one's pretty thicker, but it didn't really work because I couldn't cut it evenly enough, and it wasn't working. So the other thing I did was I went to the hobby store and I found these motorized gear sets. Now inside these gear sets, there's these gear connection points you put on the actual rod, and it's kind of a gear inside. And you see there's a gear, but it was just enough height I can set in there to right in the center. I super glued it so I can put that clear styrene right over that, and it will hold that. It'll super glue it in the center, hold that, and I have my lights. Now, here is the results of what happened. Of course, this is the actual light. Those little chip lights in there. Those are fixed now. Those are on the the axle, and but now this doesn't have that styrene on there, but this does. And the result is this. Yay! And now I have a clear surface that I can put my decal on, and it will light up. Any glue smudges on the actual styrene holding that in place is going to be cut up with the light and be covered also with the decal, so that's going to light up. Now you don't really see that light up, but when you take the decals off, put on that clear styrene, it's going to light up just like what you see there. So I'm going through this process to tell you that you don't always know how to do things before you do it. You have some ideas, you throw things together. The other thing I did think about, I actually did try, was a thumbtack, but my thumbtack idea didn't work because I cut off the tip, and I thought if I put that in there, that'll be enough to hold that in place. Now it would, because I would have enough. I can file that. That's enough surface. But when I tried to put that in there, I kind of broke a light, so it kind of punctured the wire, and that to the point where I couldn't solder it back together. I have to order another one. And that was just also extremely hard. Even if I cut some of that off, then it wouldn't be able to puncture right in there on top of the axle holding that on there. So I didn't. I couldn't go with the thumbtack, but that gear set, these little gears, when you put them on they just spin, but there's enough surface, they will hold that styrene up there, and enough room between there to hold my real thin chip lights, and you saw the results. So that's how we're going to do that. Now the other thing, when you do lights, make sure you have room for them, but sometimes you do have to do trial and error. Now, and that's, you have to just go with the flow and figure things out as you go sometimes. This is a sound module. I am going to install into the back of this car right here. I've already test fitted it. It's going to fit. And of course, after I put the car together, it is going to hide all these wires. But I mixed a sound file with the theme song. Let's start this party with a bang. And some Batman quotes and character quotes from the movie.
Wrong kind of man. It's your car, right? Chicks love the car. You betcha.
Put some quotes together.
You have a thing for bats?
That's a Rorschach, Mr. Wayne. An ink blot.
All the quotes are from the movie. You can hear the theme song starting.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir? I'll get drive-thru.
And of course, the theme song really kicks up right there. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to push the button here. I don't want to get in too much trouble, but the sound module is going to play the entire theme song, and I have different quotes from the characters in the movie in all throughout the theme song, so it's not completely. I mixed it, so that's going to just add to the build. And we are working again on the 1995 Batmobile. Now, T.O.B, Thinking Out of the Box Modeling, is on Facebook. Please join us. Share your tips and tricks on modeling, your builds, your kit reviews. Be a part of the community. Please comment, of course. We are also on YouTube. You can comment on us and send me private messages. But I wanted to kind of go over how the process is for putting in lights, and sometimes you have to think as you're going and do some trial and error. But continue to join us and stay tuned to this channel. Same bat time, same bat channel.